From Kamaru's take on Colby and Masvidal's restaurant melee, to Chael Sonnen's legal trouble, to Leon Edwards, and more. And don't forget to subscribe to keep up to date on the latest fight news. Let's get to it. 1. Jorge Masvidal versus Colby Covington outside a restaurant. Who won? Kamaru Usman gives his thoughts. Despite being locked inside of a cage for 25 minutes in front of the world for the main event of the UFC 272 earlier this month, it still wasn't enough. Colby Covington defeated Jorge Masvidal pretty handily in their March 5th encounter after all that build-up, all that trash talk, all the years of being bros and turning into bitter enemies. Before the fight, Colby had been making all sorts of disparaging comments towards Masvidal that went beyond the usual "I'm going to win and you got nothing" type of thing that we're used to seeing from these fighters. For the past few years, Colby has gotten more and more personal with his trash talk, including bringing up Masvidal's kids and family members. It's gotten so bitter even 5 rounds in a professional cage fight weren't enough. Just over a week ago, Masvidal was accused of having run up to Colby outside of a restaurant and allegedly assaulting him, leaving him with a fractured tooth and abrasions to his wrist. Charges have now been filed, and Masvidal is staring down possible prison time if he's found guilty. One man who knows both of these two is Kamaru Usman. The welterweight champion has spent a lot of time locked in a cage against Colby and Jorge twice and came out on top every single time. In a recent Instagram live session, Kamaru was asked about the Masvidal-Colby altercation and stated that he thought both of them were in the wrong. This is exactly what he said.
And now you're facing counts, and now you could actually potentially go away. So that's the unfortunate nature of the situation. I don't like it. Both guys, I believe, are in the wrong. You can't just do what you want and say what you want just because you want to sell something. And I feel that that's wrong, very wrong. But also, you can't go as an athlete, as an elite athlete. You're one of the best athletes in the world. You can't just go attacking somebody on the street. Even, yeah, I understand it's another athlete, but you just can't do that when it's outside of competition. So both guys took a big L on that one.
Masvidal faced a second-degree felony aggravated battery charge for which he could spend up to 15 years in prison if found guilty, along with other fines if he's found guilty of criminal mischief. At the moment, Masvidal is out on a $50,000 bail while Colby hasn't made any comments regarding the situation. What do you think about Kamaru's take on this whole thing? And do you agree with him? Let us know in the comments below. 2. Chael Sonnen felony charges dropped and still faces several misdemeanors. It looks like there's a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel for former middleweight title contender and MMA pundit Chael Sonnen. According to a report by the Las Vegas Review-Journal, Sonnen, who faced 11 charges including 10 misdemeanor battery charges and 1 felony charge, saw 5 felony charges dismissed by a Nevada court on Wednesday. It's a massive reprieve for Sonnen, but he's not out of the woods yet as he still faces 6 misdemeanor battery charges. All of this stems from the December altercation at the Four Seasons Hotel in Las Vegas, in which he was accused of assaulting a couple in an unprovoked attack that resulted in several injuries, and others tried to break it up according to reports were reportedly attacked as well. The 44-year-old Sonnen is set to appear before the court on April 27th, but he is being accused of having choked out a man, allegedly hit a woman in the whole melee, and a report on TMZ stated he threw someone into a light fixture. Sonnen has not stated anything publicly about this whole thing. But what do you think about a Nevada court dismissing 5 of the charges against Sonnen? And what do you make of the allegations he assaulted a woman? Let us know in the comments below. Before we get to our next story, take a second to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on the latest fight news. 3. Leon Edwards says he'd love a crack at Jorge Masvidal later on. Leon Edwards is preparing for the fight of his life, a welterweight title fight against a familiar foe in Kamaru Usman, set for some time later this year. The fight is rumored to be taking place in July or August, although nothing official has come out on that front. At the moment, Usman is recovering from a broken hand injury he suffered in his unanimous decision victory over Colby Covington last November. The fight between Edwards and Usman is huge, as both actually fought back in 2015 and Usman beat Edwards by decision at that time as well. Now, 7 years later, Edwards has been unbeaten since then, winning 9 fights and having won no contest. Still, he's been knocking on the title shot door for quite some time. But in a recent interview with MMA Junkie, Edwards was pretty straightforward about who he matches up well with. Masvidal is one of those people. This is what he had to say in his interview about the possibility of fighting Masvidal in the future.
Yeah, no, I think our career, I'm going like this, he's going like that, you know, so it's like, it's going to be difficult to balance it out, we can have a fight. I might just fucking win the bout and be like, fuck it, let's fight, you know, so we never know, we'll see.
Edwards and Masvidal were actually set to face each other already. This past December at UFC 269, the UFC had been pulling out all the stops to promote that bout, but Gamebred ended up withdrawing from the fight because of a rib injury. Instead of rescheduling that fight, the promotion put Masvidal up against Colby Covington for early March and decided to give Edwards the title shot he had been waiting for. There's always so much going on in the fight world, and we got it all here for you on MMA Rumor. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with all things MMA. Thanks for watching.